After 100 days with a new chief, the dust may have settled within the West Fargo Police Department, but it's not cleaned up. Results of a new survey are out, and they indicate that not all are happy despite replacing former chief Mike Wrighton with Heath Yonke. Wrighton was blamed for creating a toxic, hostile work environment. Yonke has taken the lead role in rebuilding the department. Valley News Team's Molly Casey reviews the survey results.
Christine, the results of that survey show that the West Fargo Police Department has a lot of work to do to rebuild the strength and trust within the force. One recurring theme, many staff members don't see sergeants leaving the station for active duty patrol or duties often enough. Some saying that sergeants often get caught up in reports and that more staffing may help, which Mayor Mattern says is on Chief Yonke's list to do.
He is going to do some restructuring with the sergeant, and I think he's going to add at least one or two move people up the ranks so that we have more people that are decision makers out on the street.
Mattern says those additions will add stability for officers out on patrol every day of the week, but those added hours and other necessary changes will likely lead to higher costs for the department. Mattern says they are ready to support Chief Yonke.
And I think he's got the backing of everybody in the city commission. So I think he wants to explain that, at least explain the changes he's going to make. And we left kind of the budget a little open-ended for him.
While the survey respondents did allude to many issues needing to be resolved, most said they felt bringing in Chief Yonke from outside the department was the right move.
All right, thank you so much, Molly. Chief Heath Yonke will address the West Fargo Police Department staff survey in depth at Monday's City Commission meeting. We'll hear more from him after that presentation. Coming up after weather, what some Minnesota lawmakers are doing to make sure sex offenders can't drive your kids to school. Plus, some breaking news today. A radio news anchor has accused Minnesota U.S. Senator Al Franken of forcibly kissing and groping her. But first, Robert, we've been dealing with windy conditions. Are we going to see any snow and even more wind overnight?
We'll deal with the windy conditions for a little while longer, and some of us will see some mixed wintry precipitation as we head through the overnight hours. A live look outside on the CorwinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team Skycam network. Some cloudy skies, breezy conditions here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Temperatures have been steady all evening. 33 degrees right now, feels more like 20. Those winds still gusting close to 40 miles per hour. A degree cooler over in Moorhead, right at 32 degrees. 27 in Langdon, 29 in Devil's Lake. This area has the best chance for seeing some freezing rain and sleet. We'll show you that here in just a couple of minutes. Winds again strong and gusty, and they're going to continue that way for much of the night, slowly subsiding by tomorrow morning. The combination of the wind and cold temperatures giving us wind chills in the teens and 20s. 11 in Langdon, 18 in the Devil's Lake Basin, 16 in Valley City, also 16 in Gwinner. Cloud cover, we've got quite a bit of it. Those clouds off towards the west are producing some precipitation. Seeing some mixed precipitation, some heavier mixed precipitation developing off towards the west, and a better look at that in our regional map. This area is going to start to move into the Devil's Lake Basin, and that's where we've got that chance for some freezing rain, some sleet, maybe mixed with a little bit of snow at times. Some slick conditions certainly likely in that area. Across the national map, some lower elevation rain, some higher elevation snows, and some of that heavy in both cases across the west, across the east, in the northeastern U.S., some rain and snow making its way through New England. For us, overnight tonight, most of us going to be quiet, but it's this area of freezing rain and sleet slides on through. That changes over to snow across northern portions of Minnesota. Some slick conditions possible in that region. As we head through tomorrow morning, could see a little bit more rain and snow across the south. This model may be underdoing that a little bit as we head through tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see temperatures starting to fall. Not nearly as windy tomorrow. Those winds mainly around 5 to 15 miles per hour. By tomorrow evening, into the teens already up in the Devil's Lake Basin. I mentioned the winter weather advisory. There it is for the Devil's Lake region. That in effect until 3 a.m. Here in Fargo, we'll start off with maybe a little bit of rain and snow with temperatures in the mid-30s. We'll stay in the mid-30s for much of the day, maybe a snow shower or two ending by your lunchtime and later on in the day. Let's see those temperatures again remaining rather steady. Winds much lighter than today. It will be a chilly afternoon. Picture of the day, river circles over in Valley City. Thanks so much to Brian for sending that in. Going to use that as a backdrop to our 7-day forecast. And again, tomorrow, that chance for some mixed precipitation, especially overnight tonight and again early tomorrow. Mid-20s Saturday, cold behind that system, but look at the warm-up. Some low 40s on your Sunday, upper 40s to near 50 on Monday. Another brief cool down Tuesday before we warm up just in time for Turkey Day.
So with these 40s, is that normal? Is that seasonable for this time of year?
40s is well above where we should. We should be in the low 30s for highs right now. So if we get close to 50, that's 15 to 20 degrees above normal.
And no complaints here.
No complaints here either.
All right. Thank you, Robert.
You got it.
Well, did you know the school bus driver hauling your kids around could be a sex offender? The Minnesota law overlooking school bus drivers only disqualifies candidates if they're convicted of a sex offense. But the Moorhead School District found the loophole and they're short-circuiting it. The loophole is tricky. While convicted offenders are automatically disqualified from employment, the ones accused but not yet convicted are eligible. Moorhead Public Schools has strict rules they follow when hiring new bus drivers.
We do everything we know how to do to make sure that our employees are on the up and up, free from any criminal violations that would put students at risk.
Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton says he is shocked to hear about the loophole. He tells our Twin Cities affiliate he plans on working with legislatures who share his concern. Minnesota Senator and former comedian Al Franken is the latest high-profile figure embroiled in a scandal. He's accused of improper conduct against a woman more than a decade ago when both were entertaining troops overseas. CBS's Weijia Jiang has more from Capitol Hill.
Well, you've got talent.
The allegation stems from a 2006 USO tour involving Al Franken prior to being elected senator from Minnesota.
And he just mashed his lips against my face.
Los Angeles radio host Leanne Tweeden says Franken kissed her against her will during a rehearsal for a skit.
I said, if you ever do that to me again, I'm not going to be so nice about it the second time. And I walked out and I just wanted to find a bathroom and I just wanted to rinse my mouth out.
Tweeden also posted a photo in which Franken grins at the camera with his hands apparently over her breasts as she slept. Senator Franken first said he didn't remember the skit in the same way, but apologized to Tweeden. As for the photo, he later released a second statement saying, "There's no excuse. I look at it now and I feel disgusted with myself. It isn't funny. It is completely inappropriate."
Franken has agreed to cooperate with an ethics committee review. His colleagues on both sides of the aisle call his behavior disturbing.
There's never an excuse for it. There's never any way that you can defend it.
It's just unacceptable behavior, completely.
Tweeden said she was inspired to speak out after hearing Congresswoman Jackie Spears' personal account of harassment. Both chambers of Congress recently passed mandatory anti-sexual harassment training for lawmakers and staff. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And today we went out and asked what you thought about Senator Franken's reaction to what happened. We've got that story posted along with this story at our website at valleynewslive.com. Well, crews are still working to clean up a pipeline leak that has spilled at least 210,000 gallons of oil in South Dakota. Brian Walsh with the Department of Environment says they were told about the leak around 10 o'clock this morning by TransCanada. The leak was in the Keystone Pipeline located in an agricultural area of Marshall County. The cause of the leak remains under investigation, and it's unknown when the pipeline might reopen. Nebraska regulators are scheduled to announce their decision Monday on the proposed Keystone XL oil pipeline, which is an expansion that would boost the amount of oil TransCanada is now shipping through the existing line. The expansion has faced fierce opposition from environmental groups, American Indian tribes, and even some landowners. As open enrollment season rolls on, scammers look for the opportunity to trick those eligible for Medicare into paying for something else. Financial counselor Alicia Killebrew says you should never receive a phone call from someone trying to sell you Medicare. And if you do, don't give out your personal information.
Anything like social security numbers or bank account information or security question type information, that should be a red flag.
And if you think you're being scammed, report it to the Better Business Bureau or the Federal Trade Commission. For the full story, head to our website, valleynewslive.com. Pancreatic cancer has captured Fargo-Moorhead's attention this year. And tonight, the FM Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Group hosted its 5th annual event, which honors survivors and loved ones who lost their lives with a vigil and walk through downtown Fargo. It's an opportunity to support one another while also building community and battling the disease or dealing with the loss.
More and more people are being diagnosed with this cancer, and so reach out to people. You have the support you may not think that you have, but there are tons of people that are there for you, including myself.
Participants were given purple glow sticks to help illuminate the city. And since 2012, the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources non-game wildlife program has offered a live webcam stream of every phase of a young eagle's life. As time goes by, camera issues have made it difficult to watch one of the country's symbols in its natural habitat. Now officials are looking to change that. High up in a cottonwood tree, camera problems aren't an easy fix. So with the help of Excel Energy and Floyd Security, a new robotic camera is being hoisted into place.
The old camera is kind of on a sketchy limb, so I think the camera's in a better spot now than it was before.
Once firmly attached, the camera gets wired for power and internet. And now infrared lights will let you watch at night and a microphone to listen in. If you'd like to take a look at the bald eagle cam, we've got a link attached to the Minnesota DNR website, again at valleynewslive.com. It's a pool Olympic medalists have used, and in just 2 short weeks, the Hulbert Aquatic Center will open in West Fargo. Get this, it took 43 hours to fill the pool back in the fall, and soon swim teams in the community will be using the Olympic-sized pool. USA swim team members Michael Phelps and even Ryan Lochte are among some of those who have used that pool for their 2016 Olympic trials. The Aquatic Center says it will be built with the best features to help swimmers improve their times.
It's considered a fast water pool. Fast water consists of having deep water throughout the pool and also having an external gutter system that eats the wake as you're swimming so that you don't get as much recoil while you're swimming. So anybody who swims in here look to set their personal records and be able to become a better swimmer.
And the public is invited to the open house on Thursday, November 30th. A ribbon cutting, samples of food, and tours of the facility will be happening from 4 until 8. Still ahead tonight, how one Minnesota State Patrol trooper and a Good Samaritan saved this little baby's life.